Hey, good evening, everyone. Retired CSM Brownback, Bill Brownback here with y'all. First of all, with my podcast sessions, I believe that 3 to 10 minutes, 10 minutes being the max of every podcast, gives you something quick to listen to, read while you're on a break or something of that nature. I don't believe in the long-winded sessions. Please comment below if you want something different. Um, but that's kind of the way ahead for me with these things. So I want to start tonight with talking about managing versus leading. All right, it's kind of a popular topic among society these days and in the Army, and so I want to take a few minutes to discuss it. So management is doing things right. Um, Leading is doing the things doing the right things. That is a quote from Peter Drucker. All right. So I want you to think about that for a second. And then how I kind of sum it up with leading versus managing. Leading provides longevity and lasting infrastructure to the personnel you work with, versus managing, which is just getting by and really tackling the 50-meter target or short-term goals of an organization. The definition of managing is to have authority and control, basically. So it's giving us the green light to manage others or manage a place as we see fit. Leading, by the Army definition, is influencing others by providing purpose, direction, and motivation. So everybody's had that workplace where you walk in and there's gossip, right? Tends to be gossip about the boss, gossip about, you know, whatever's going on, work that needs to be done. And, at some point it can become toxic, right? That toxic definition. So it's up to the person in charge to really change the culture, to change that environment. All right. And what we often find ourselves in the trap of is just talking about it. We talk about the problem, we talk about other people, but how often do we really get after it? All right. And I'm a firm believer that that has to stop, first and foremost. It has to be put to a stop. It's human nature to talk about others, to talk about things. I got it. But we should be talking about goals. Goals for ourselves, goals for the organization. Because all that other gossip and stuff does is causes people to clam up, and you lack trust and safety. You have to have trust and safety and security to have a healthy organization and a healthy situation. That's paramount to all of this. The leader, okay, the manager, by being a leader, can develop this culture. All right, as a leader, we can develop this culture. And we do that by building trust in those we work with, all right, or work for us, or those we work for, right? It's not easy. A lot of these things we say are much easier to say than they are to do, all right? So think about that. It takes time. But we have to be proactive. We have to get after it. We have to make an attempt, all right? So if I go into an organization and I'm in charge of 5 people, all right, whether it be the Army, society, private sector, whatever, and we've all done the mandatory um, annual assessments, right? NCOERs, OERs, support forms, right? We've met the objective. We've met the minimum standards in doing what the organization or the Army requires us to do. That's just managing. That's all that is. That's just managing. So to lead, I need to get ahead of it. I need to have my ducks in a row, be willing to talk to those that I lead, right? One-on-one, okay, in groups. When I hear gossip, when I hear chatter, when I hear negativity, I need to stop it. I need to take initiative, lead the way, lead the initiative in stopping it. Now that may require conversations. So, let's say that you're new, and I should be checking on you. I should be checking on your training, checking on how things are going regularly. You shouldn't have to ask me for that. This whole concept of like mentees looking for mentors. Mentors should be looking for mentees. That's how it should work. I should look to lead my subordinates. Now, subordinates need to look to be led. All right, don't suck up, don't be annoying, but ask questions. But the leader is ultimately responsible, more than 50% responsible for the development of that subordinate. Otherwise, you're just managing. Managing is we make sure everybody's getting paid, we make sure everybody's fed, we make sure everybody's sleeping at night, right? That's managing, okay? Leading is taking charge, all right? And having the difficult conversations that need to be had when they need to be had, not just around everybody, not me going and talking about Joe to Bill to try and to think I'm solving a situation, because that's not solving anything. That's just stirring a pot. That's all that's doing. All right. So understand leading versus managing. It can be the hard right versus, the easy left or the easy wrong. I'm not saying managing is wrong, though, because it's really not wrong. It's just weak. It's weak as opposed to leading. All right? And you don't always have to read a book on all this. You don't always have to wait to be told to do this. You just do it. And to have trust and safety and security in your organization, you need to see the boss as leading the way, not just hear it. All right? Words die quickly, right? It's the actions that last and produce longevity. All right? The 50-meter target. Some of us like the 50-meter target, whether we agree to it or not, right? It's that urgent thing that's due every day that makes my job easy because it's telling me what I need to do for the day. But is that successful? No, that's just managing. That's just managing. Leading would be getting ahead of the 50-meter target, knocking out the hard stuff, the long, hard stuff, to really impress the customers and those that we lead. Okay, developing the counselings, developing the tools, researching tools to do our jobs better and more effectively for the long haul, and avoid the constant knee-jerk or 50-meter target syndrome. All right. So I hope that I made sense here, at least somewhat. So to effectively lead a group, start by building trust and goodwill among all the group members. You should also mediate all discussions and issues that come up in the group effectively and be willing to manage tasks and goals in the group. I'm going to tell you right now, you walk into any organization, any situation, listen. Just shut your mouth and listen for as long as you need to figure people out and figure out what's going on. And it'll tell. So let's say you're coming away from a meeting and there's whispering. That's a problem. That's a potential toxic situation, okay? And it's up to the managers to fix that, the leaders and the managers to fix that. They have to do that by taking the time to talk openly, one-on-one, to the members, okay? Not in groups, not always in groups. Because groups tends to fester things or cause people to clam up, or maybe that one person speaks up thinking they're fixing everything and they're really not. Because again, it's up to the leader and the manager to fix the situation. Difficult, delicate subject, topic. Please comment in the chat below. Let me know what you think. Remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube. I would like to keep it going, and hoping to keep providing good information to you all. Working ahead, I'm going to look at getting into enlisted versus commissioned, staying enlisted versus commissioning to an officer, and I'm going to talk about some money matters situations too. Money matters, based off experience and information I've learned over the years. That's all I have for this evening. Thank you. Out here.